Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to One Mic. My name is Psar. I'm a music producer and DJ based in Brussels, Belgium. Welcome to this last episode of season one. This one is called "Do the Hard Things." It all comes back to a couple of days ago. Somebody reached back to me on Instagram and asked me to cover this one topic. How can I make it in the music industry? Now, I don't believe there's a magic button that you can simply push to make it overnight. There's no such thing as overnight success, in my opinion. However, it got me thinking. It got me thinking about the many different people that I got to know, meet, accompany, or even contribute to their massive success. Started wondering, like, what do these people have in common? I'm talking about the big scale success. All right, even though this is gonna work for any type of profile, I think. So I came up with this angle that not so many people like to talk about or approach. It's called "Do the Hard Things." Yes, that's what these people have in common. At some point, if you want to become successful and reach your goals, I believe you need to leave your comfort zone and start doing the hard things. By definition, no one likes to do the hard things, right? No one likes to do that. It's obvious. We like comfort. Us humans, we like our comfort zone. So, from this point of view, like, if you start doing the hard things, the things that nobody like to do, I feel like you have more chances to become successful and reach your goals, no matter what your craft is. All right, this goes beyond music and arts. Behind every successful story, there's always been one man or woman that was so determined, dedicated to their craft. People would think that they were crazy. Remember this? I think it was episode 2. You're probably crazy. This is what I'm talking about. We won't understand your craziness when you just work so hard for your craft, for your goals, for your art. Not everybody will understand you, but I can tell you for sure this is all about the mindset. It makes me think of Kobe Bryant. I'm not a big fan of basketball, but what I know is about the Mamba mentality. Showing up at the gym before all the teammates, leaving the gym after they were all gone. Everybody looked at him crazy, like, dude, like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Why are you going, being so hard on yourself? Well, there you go. Reach massive success. This mentality is particularly important for us in the creative fields. We get to do like what we like, as simple as it sounds. But it's at the same time, it's so easy to get caught in the glamour, the fame, social media, right? It's all about the good looks. One day, I remember Jay-Z said that in this really interesting interview, that people tend to emulate the end results without going in the mud, without going through the dirt and do the hard things. Once again, people will mostly show you that they succeed on Instagram, and all of a sudden they just become the successful singer, DJ, model, whatever. Going through the hard things is not something that people like to do by definition. It goes with hard work and discipline. Are you motivated or are you determined? I know a lot of motivated people. They show up when it's sunny, when their bank account is filled, and they feel fresh. They come back from holiday and, yeah, Jay, I'm motivated. Well, fuck that. I don't believe in motivation anymore. Determination is where it's at. Determined people will show up when it's rainy, when it's fucking cold and freezing outside, and it's 4 a.m. in the morning, and we got to do the job. Will you be there? Will you be there to do the hard things? Or are you simply this motivated person, that, oh, hey, I'm so motivated, I'm going to make it now? You need to be determined. Go and do the hard things. Spend time in the mud. Get ready and be comfortable with that. Personally, I get to realize this very early. At the age of 13, I started as a bedroom DJ. Now, what started off as a, passion and a hobby is now my main occupation, source of income. Organizing this transition was not an easy thing, and it's still not. It's still not easy, to go from just like touring clubs all over the world 4 times a week, making thousands of euros every week, and here I am. I think it was in 2009. Here I am telling my friends, I'm gonna be a music producer now. Yeah, no, my friends look at me like, yo, uh, when? When are you gonna get to learn this? You're always on tour, touring countries and after countries every week, making good money. Like, why would you even do such a thing? Well, this was my next goal. This is the way I was going to renew myself and build my legacy. Spending so many years in the clubs didn't bring me that much when I think about it. I can read a crowd. I know how to make the planet dance. I made a few nice connections though. I met a lot of people, but next to that, I felt like I needed to learn something new. This was learning how to make my music, bring my vision to life, knowing that my parents never gave me, paid for music, lessons, music class. I don't know what that is. I'm not a sound engineer, and I barely know how Logic Pro or Ableton works. So here I am, 2009. I want to start learning again. I want to get outside of this comfort zone. And remember, I was making like good, even good money. Not gonna lie, get to travel, meet so many people, have that DJ life was great. But no, all I wanted to do is produce music. So I have two options now. One, hire a young music producer that will do all the music for me. No need to learn how to, use the softwares, play the music and mix and all that stuff. Get familiar with the studio life. I could have done it the easy way. That was option one. Of course, I went for option two because I felt the need to learn my craft. I'm from this generation where you have to back up your shit. You have to know what you're talking about. Back then DJs would just meet at the record store, just talking about this. We have to, it's real, it's authentic, like everybody's saying now. But I had to know what I was talking about. So it got pretty obvious to me very quickly that, this was going to take me years. Now, what are you doing? Like, how am I going to pull this off if I'm on the road 4 nights a week? Well, it's very simple. I started canceling gigs. I started, canceling meetings, giving up on other goals, more difficult on a personal level, not going to birthday parties anymore, weddings, friends reunions, family reunions. I'm not even invited anymore. And I have to somehow apologize to those people that were at some point probably wondering, well, what is Jay doing? Why isn't he there? Well, guys, you probably didn't know it back then, but I was working on this thing, on this big challenge, this big achievement I was looking at. And it's making my own music. I know it sounds crazy, but I had to go out and do the hard things, or probably stay in and do the hard things. So instead of going outside in clubs and making money and all that stuff, here I am watching tutorials at night, putting my family at risk, myself. My financial situation completely crashed. But hey, I have a goal and I'm going to reach it. So yeah, organizing this transition was not easy. I lost a lot of friends. A lot of people didn't understand me at first, and I'm actually fine with it. We still get to connect, and now slowly people, get to understand and realize what my vision was. It's not easy. This episode is called Do the Hard Things. What were you thinking? That this was just gonna, be easy, and just because, I know this or that person, I'm gonna be a successful music producer? No. This is the big illusion that this world wants you to believe. You're gonna have to spend those 10,000 hours, sleep in the mud, in the dirt, blood, sweat, and tears. This is what this episode is about. Anyways, months later, see, I'm doing my music stuff now. I'm learning, and I'm contacting all my DJ friends. One of them was JCO in Los Angeles. I sampled this record from Redman, where he said "Turn Me Up Some" from a DJ Cool record. Anyway, sent it to JCO. We finished this track together. But months later, JCO has a show with Redman in Croatia. Calls me up like, "Yo, I'm with Red. He wants to hop on the beat." I'm like, "What? Redman?" Yes. 3 weeks later, we get the vocals. We get the fucking original vocals from Redman. Like, do you realize this kid from Brussels, Anderlecht, and I'm having a record with Redman? Man, see, the finances, the birthday parties, like, none of that mattered. I have a fucking record with Redman. As a music producer, as a hip hop kid, it's major, and I'm so happy and proud of myself that we just keep going harder and harder. DJ Snake calls me up one day, like, yo, can I have the vocals? I have an idea. Fast forward, we end up on DJ Snake's album for the record Frequency 75. On top of that, the people from Fast and Furious 9 calls us up like, hey, we want your song in the trailer. So now I'm credited in the Fast and Furious 9 movie? What? Well, yeah. Get to the hard things, because I am no exception. You can reach those goals. Just get in the mud, do the hard things in silence. Get to it. Now it's easy to tell this story here on this quick podcast. This is very easy, but trust me, you're gonna go through dark times. And I want to say a big shout out to my wife, who's always been next to me, standing next to me, giving me that power, that energy, that courage to say, no, we're not going to give up. We're going to make it. Go harder. I'm going to be with you. And she still is. We actually even work together now, and it's amazing. I'm very grateful. I consider myself lucky to have an amazing woman like that next to me, because without her, doing the hard things would have probably been even harder. So get yourself the right partner. Quick note. So yeah, as we're wrapping up this first season of the podcast, it was something that was very important for me. Go watch those previous episodes if you haven't. It's all about those little tricks and tips and tricks and traps to avoid. This is what I wanted to do with this podcast. Thank you for watching this. Obviously, this is not the most prepared podcast. It comes from the gut, it comes from my heart, and it comes from experience. Everything that I'm saying on this podcast is backed up by my own experience. Some people won't agree, but I generally think that you need to get to do the hard things, the things that no one else will do if you want to reach your goals and succeed. Embrace the challenges and the failures, especially the failures. Please embrace them, because this is where you're going to learn the most. Get outside of this comfort zone. Some people in this field are really, really good too. Don't get fooled by your own ego. These guys are killing it out there. Are you gonna be as good? Because this is why we're here, right? So how will you get better than them? Don't get fooled. It's a cold world out there. So get ready for it. Take risks. Get strong. This is what I'm talking about. Get strong. Be smart, because success is within your reach. It is, man. It is. But it's going to require a lot of power, a lot of strength, tears, blood. It's gonna be painful, but it just requires this willingness of doing one thing, basically. Do the hard things.